I'm going to tell you a story. My name is Jose. Okay? Yesterday was Monday. Yesterday was Monday. On Monday, I went to the department store. I went to the department store. I went shopping for shoes. I went shopping for shoes. In the department store, I lost my jacket. I lost my jacket, and I went home. I went home. I went to sleep. Today's Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Where's my jacket? Where's my jacket? Where's my jacket? Where? Where? In my house? Where? It's in the department store. Everyone, it's in the department store. Aha! Okay. So my jacket is in the department store. So I go to the department store. And I go to the lost and found.
The instructor in this class is Lori Howard. She has just completed the first step in teaching a dialogue, setting up the situation.
Okay, so now you've set the scene, and that took about, what?
Oh, a few minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes maybe.
Okay, and now what do you do?
Then you start by presenting the dialogue. Setting the scene leads up to the beginning sentence of the dialogue, and I ask the students to listen while I go through the dialogue, standing in front of the different pictures that I drew on the board, and showing them that two people are talking and that the person who's talking is changing from one to the other.
Listen, listen. Jose, this is Jose. This is Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson, listen, please. Excuse me, I lost my jacket. What color is it? It's blue. It's blue. Is it light blue or dark blue? It's dark blue. What size is it? It's large. Is this it? Yes, it is. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Do you understand? Yes. Okay, listen one more time. Listen again.
After the students have listened to the dialogue a couple of times, Lori checks to see whether or not they have understood.
You can usually tell by their expression. I sometimes ask them if they've understood, or sometimes I ask them questions, basically comprehension questions, a few little things, to see that they've gotten the general idea.
The next step is repetition practice.
Listen. Excuse me, I lost my jacket. Repeat, jacket. 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 My jacket. My jacket. Lost. Lost. Lost.
So I say the sentence or a part of the sentence and ask them to repeat.
What color is it? What color is it? What color is it? What color is it? It's blue. Listen. It's blue. Repeat. It's blue. It's blue. Blue. Blue.
And I'm working on stress, intonation, pronunciation, and the sentence structure.
Listen. Is it light blue or dark blue? Listen. Dark. Repeat. Dark. 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 Dark blue. Dark blue. Dark blue. Dark blue.
I usually work in question and answer groups if the dialogue is a question and answer type dialogue.
Everyone, what size is it? What size is it? It's large. Listen. It's large. Listen. It's Large. Repeat, large. Large. Large.
So I will get to as many lines as it takes to sort of a segment, a meaningful segment of the dialogue.
It is. Is this it? Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Listen, thank you very much. Repeat, much. Much. Very much. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So you've set the scene, you've introduced the dialogue, and you have practiced and had them repeat. You've done the question and answer. What's next?
Well, one thing that I like to do as part of the repetition and learning the dialogue is to try to elicit what they've learned already, the segment that they've learned already, by standing in front of the pictures I've drawn on the board. And then when I stand there, then they know that they're supposed to say the words of that person.
Everyone, it's blue. You're smarter than Excellent. Okay, let's try again.
And then I'll usually split the class in half and ask one side to ask the other in choral repetition the question and answer sentences, or I'll ask and they'll answer, so that they're practicing the question and answer parts in a sort of meaningful segment.
Let's see here. We'll start over here. You are Mrs. Johnson, and you are Jose, okay? Let's start over here. Excuse me, I lost my jacket.
Excuse me, I lost my jacket.
What color is it?
What color is it?
It's blue.
It's blue.
Good. Let's switch. You are Mrs. Johnson. You are Jose. Excuse me, I lost my jacket.
Excuse me, I lost my jacket.
What color is it?
What color is it?
It's blue.
The next step in the choral repetition is for Laurie to prompt the students with visual cues only.
What color is it? It's blue. It's light blue.
Okay, a little bit slower. Is it light blue or dark blue?
It's light blue or dark blue? It's dark blue. What size is it?
Again?
What size is it? It's large. Is this it?
Very good.
To give the students an opportunity to try the dialogue on their own, Laurie moves the students into a controlled paired practice. She has each pair go through the dialogue once and then once more reversing roles. Laurie uses this time to circulate among the students to see how individuals are doing and to help them with any problems.
Is this it?
It's a light blue or dark blue?
Okay.
Dark blue.
Good. Sin. Is it?
Is it
Is it light blue or dark blue?
light blue or dark blue?
Good.
It's dark blue. What size?
What size is it?
It's large. Is this it?
It is it?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, repeat. This.
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 Is this it?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Is
Is
this?
this? Is this?
This it?
Is this?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Better. Better.
After the paired practice, Laurie asked for volunteers to try the dialogue in front of the whole class.
Excuse me, I lost my jacket.
What color is it?
It's blue.
It's light blue or dark blue?
It's dark blue.
What size is it?
It's large.
Is this it?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very good. Okay, I'll take it.
The final step would be to pass out a written copy of the dialogue that the students have been practicing.
So that wraps us on dialogue then. Is there anything, what is to you the key in the dialogue part of the class? What's the most important thing?
Basically, I think I'm interested in that the students learn the new structures and the new vocabulary with correct intonation and correct pronunciation. I think that's why I do it in a dialogue form rather than having them reading it on a paper. I'm trying to get them interested in something that's happening and getting them to work with the language in a context that they have some feeling about. And it's basically teaching them something without being hampered by the written word or by rules and things that they have to do.
Everyone, excuse me. Everyone, it's blue.
Lori Howard is guiding her students through a dialogue. Dialogues provide a framework for drilling. Drilling provides practice in sounds, intonation patterns, vocabulary, and structures.
Excellent. Excuse me. Excuse me. I lost my jacket. Excuse me. I lost my jacket. Excuse me. Okay, let me hear this group. Excuse me. I lost my jacket. Lost. Lost.
Lost.
Everyone, lost. Lost. I lost my jacket. Good. Everyone, lost.
I try to model with normal speed, intonation, stress, and volume. I want the students to be able to say the sentences naturally, and so I need to model them naturally. Sometimes it's hard when you've repeated a number of times to keep that normal intonation and stress.
Good. Excuse me. I lost my jacket. Good. What color is it? I'm sorry. Listen again. Listen. What color is it? Listen. What color is it? Repeat. Color. Color. Is it? Is it? What color? What color? What color is it? What color is it?
Well, I cue the students first by modeling the phrase that I want them to say. So they have a model first, and then I use a hand signal usually that tells them to repeat, or sometimes I say the word repeat.
Repeat.
I present it twice, let the students listen to it, then I have them repeat it a few times, then I go to the half group, and then to some individuals, and that's usually enough. The reason that I split it into smaller groups is that I'm trying to listen for pronunciation or stress problems and trying to hear whether the majority of the class has it.
Listen. Is it light blue or dark blue? Listen. Is it light blue or dark blue? Listen. Dark. Repeat. Dark. Dark. Dark blue. Dark blue. Dark blue. Dark blue.
The word that they didn't know was light or dark, and so I started the repetition drill with that. And we worked on the pronunciation of those new words, light and dark, and then put them together with the words that were already known, the colors, and the rest of the sentence.
Dark blue? Dark blue. Or light blue? Light blue. Light blue? Light blue. Or dark blue? Or dark blue. Light blue? Light blue. Or dark blue? Or dark blue.
After the pronunciation work on the light and dark, the new words, I worked a lot on intonation. This is a sentence with or, which has a special intonation pattern. And so I wanted to make sure the students got that intonation pattern. And so I worked on it with them, trying to use some hand motions as well, which I hoped would allow them to see what the intonation pattern was.
Good. Everyone, is it light blue? Is it light blue? Or dark blue? Is it light blue? Is it light blue? Or dark blue? Adolfo.
We use what we call backward build-up in a repetition drill, where you start at the end of the sentence and have the students repeat the last word or word phrase and work backwards, and it helps the students remember the sentence a little bit better.
Listen, what size is it? Repeat, size. Size. Size.
In this case, I started with the most important content word, which was size, since they already really knew the rest of the sentence.
What size? What size is it?
And the word size is the word that's emphasized
What size is it?
and carries the content or the meaning of the sentence.
Everyone, size. 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 Sizes. Size is it? What size is it? What size is it?
I was also working on the combination of sounds. I want the students to come out speaking as much like native speakers as they can. So I was working on sizes. Size is it, the combination of the sounds that a native speaker would sort of push those little words together rather than saying them separately.
Size. Sizes. Size is it? What size is it? Miguel?
Pronunciation is an important part of the repetition drills because I don't want the students to be saying something over and over again and saying it incorrectly. So I want to touch on the pronunciation points and point out things that could help the students to pronounce the sentences more correctly.
Thank you very much. Listen, thank you very much. Repeat, much. Much. Very much. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you
I work with
very
the group in repetition and then with the smaller half of the class. And then I always go to individuals because I want to check for individual progress and make sure the students are progressing and doing well. And I want to give them some personal feedback as well.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Answer. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Ah, very good. A lot of feeling. Great. Class, what's this? Everyone, it's a jacket. Good. Listen. I lost my jacket. Repeat. I lost my jacket. Good. Hat. Hat. I lost my hat. Good.
This is the beginning of the substitution drills. The students have already learned the dialogue and all the sentences in the dialogue pretty well, and now it's time to see if they can use those sentences with other vocabulary.
Good. Everyone, jacket. I lost my jacket. Everyone, vest. Vest. I lost my vest.
The substitution drills are the beginning of relating the sentences to the students' own lives. So they're expanding the meanings of the sentences from just the one item they learned in the dialogue to other items. And so it allows a student to use a sentence that might describe his own life or what he might have lost.
Good. Is his shirt light blue or dark blue? Light blue. Okay. Is my dress, thank you, Ricardo. Is my dress light blue or dark blue? Dark blue. Dark blue. Is Jose's shirt light blue or dark blue? Light blue.
We can work on the substitution drills and the other drills with pictures of the items. But it's nice to bring in the real items, or realia, into the classroom, and the students can get a better feel for the item.
Is this dark blue or light blue? Dark blue. Is it light brown or dark brown? Light brown.
Also, it helps me later on when I'm doing other kinds of drills and interactions for the students to actually hold the items and perhaps put them on.
What size is this? Small.
I want to keep it interesting. I want the students to repeat it a number of times and practice it a number of times, but I don't want them to get bored with it. So by moving from pictures to then realia or then to a real student in the classroom, it makes it more interesting. They're not just looking at the same picture all the time.
Good. Nora, what size is your hat? Good. Francisco, what size is your hat?
It's small.
It's
It's small.
good. Angelica, what size is your hat?
Medium.
Good. Angelica, what size is Francisco's hat?
Small.
Francisco, what size is Nora's hat?
It's large.
Good. Nora, what size is Angelica's hat? Very good. Any questions? No. Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
At this point, we would practice a kind of pair practice with items and move into a role play, and then at the end of that, they would be hopefully ready to go out into the real world and actually retrieve an item that they had lost.
Is this it?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent.
It's important to use drills because they allow the students to practice the sentences, but drills are only a means to an end, and the end is that the students can use the sentences naturally and use them for their own purposes in their own lives.